Hi, I'm Swaran Bhatta from Super Green Planets in Berhad. I'm going to introduce you to a very unique technology, and it's demand control drives, which is developed by our company in-house. And we are going to talk about the unique features and how demand control drives is going to help you reduce your energy bill as long as you are using centralized air conditioning system. Now, we have solution for your air conditioning, and solutions are generally for airport, hospital, hotels, shopping malls, conference, and wherever else you may be using centralized air conditioning. Demand control drive was unlike previous technologies which has been used for probably 20 years that consists of probably fixed speed inverters or inverters which are PID controlled, right? Demand control, Green Planet demand control drives are out of the box thinking. First of all, let's look at the application. Demand control drives are applied to centralized air conditioning system where the technology is used to improve the performance of your centralized HVAC system with the main purpose of reducing their energy consumption without affecting the efficiency, which means that your current efficiency will maintain, and at the same time you have the potential to reduce something like 45 to 50% in the running cost, which means that direct reduction in kilowatt hour consumption. Now, we have got technology developed for example air cooled package system, water cooled package system, cooling towers, air handling units, car park ventilation system, commercial kitchen ventilation system, and your escalators. Now, if we were to put all these components together, as you know that in your building you will have one chiller, all right, one set of chiller, but very large number of other components which I have just mentioned. If we were to put all these components together, it's a major portion of your electric bill, right? When I say major portion means it's a large percentage. Currently, as far as the chillers are concerned, in every building you will have your computerized management system which are installed by the chiller manufacturer. What has not been done in form of energy management is all the other HVAC components which are out of your chillers, namely what I've mentioned just now, all the way from your cooling towers right down to your air handling units and your water pumps. We have developed specific technologies for each of these components. Now, I will give you an example like of an air handling unit and how demand control drives works and how demand control drives is going to reduce your energy consumption and yet again maintaining your existing temperature profiles. In some of the cases where we have installed our system, your ambient temperature actually goes down by about 1%. Now, as far as the demand control drives are concerned, it comes in various components. Let's say, for example, we have got specially designed sensors. We have got a control system which is also developed by our in-house engineers. We have got software which is also written by our in-house engineers, and we have got some complex algorithms built within the system which are also created by our in-house engineers. Now, what happened here is that when a DCD, for example, is applied to an air handling unit, we have got a sensor which is planted at the incoming duct, a sensor which is planted on the outgoing duct. At the beginning of the day, let's say for example, you get instruction from your building management system, or probably if you don't have a BMS, you may just have a timer. When the instruction comes in, the system would start. Now, at the beginning of the start process, what the system would do is it will give you soft starting. Soft starting means that it gradually builds up the speed within your air handling unit. The advantage about soft starting is that it reduces all the mechanical stress which is applied to your air handling unit if it's operated by a star delta system or an autotrans system. You will have a lot of saving, mechanical saving on your belting. For example, your belting would give you a much longer lifespan. Your mechanical system would have a very less strain, and this gives them a much longer lifespan. After the soft starting period, you will have a certain period of learning mode, for example. This is where the software within the system will learn, for example, how long does it take from your current level to rise to the maximum your air handling unit can achieve. This is important because then system have to calculate at later stages how soon to respond to changes in conditions within your environment. The second thing it will learn would be what is the best your air handling unit can achieve. Now, we all know that you may have a temperature sensor in your AHU room. You can set it to whatever lowest possible temperature you might want to. But the fact is that the AHU can only achieve what it can achieve. The system will also keep into record, for example, the efficiency level of your current air handling unit. If you have got 18.5 in one location and you have got a 18.5 kilowatt in second location, same brand, same model, it is not necessary the efficiency is going to be the same, because you got a lot of other environmental conditions within your environment that plays a very important part. After the learning mode, when the system has already kept all these important parameters into memory, there are 4 algorithms built within the software. The system will automatically select and log into that particular algorithm and modulate within that algorithm. Now, bear in mind, all the driving is done digitally, which means that if your driving is done digitally, which means that there is no frequency fluctuation, just like what you may get within the PID system, right? Within the PID control system, you will find there are a lot of frequency fluctuation, which is not good for the motor, and also send in a lot of electrical noise into your system. So the DCD has been designed in such a manner that it will drive digitally and it will maintain a very, very fixed frequency all the time. Now, how does the algorithm log into, how does the system log into one particular algorithm? Now, what the first thing the system would do is, the system will remove air turbulence. In a standard star delta autotrans configuration, right, your air handling unit would run to an extent where the intake becomes a low pressure zone and the exit become a high pressure zone. What happened here is, then you have got a lot of air turbulence within your air handling unit, and this is where a lot of your noise come from. That is one fact. And the second fact is that it reduces your air handling efficiency. The system will then automatically calculate and set to a level of frequency where the airflow is smooth. When the airflow becomes very smooth, both on the suction and the exit side, you have got a better airflow, you have got cooler exiting temperatures, and at the same time, the noise level within your air handling unit would reduce by 50%. Once the system is already logged into one of these 4 algorithms, it will then continue to monitor the incoming temperatures as well as the RH levels in a real time. And should at any time the conditions within the environment changes, for example, if yours is a mall and it's a Sunday afternoon, you have got a heat wave outside there, and you have got very large number of visitors, definitely you will need a higher demand. The software within the system will detect that, and it will then automatically lock itself into another set of algorithm where your demand, where you will get the right kind of airflow in reference to your current demand. And all this management is done throughout the day, and at the end of the day, you can expect something like 45 to 50% reduction in your direct kilowatt hour, which is tremendous in comparison to whatever other technologies available in the market right now. We have installed quite a number of DCDs all over the country, and what we got was very, very encouraging results in form of energy efficiency as well as improving ambient temperatures, the comfort level within the environment the air handling unit would serve. Now, the example which I give to you is generally air handling unit. As far as your other components are concerned, let's say your cooling tower. Now, the principle of managing your cooling tower is the same, except that the softwares are different, in the sense that as far as your cooling towers are concerned, you will need to measure your incoming water temperatures. Here also we use in-house built and designed submersible temperature sensors. The temperature sensors are fitted within the water flow, so we will measure the incoming water temperatures, we will measure the outgoing water temperatures, and at the same time your ambient temperatures are measured, and the system would then make decision as to what is the efficiency level of your current air handling unit. and from that point onwards, the motor is driven accordingly. As far as your cooling tower is concerned, you only have got one motor and a fan, and it is the evaporation process that cools down the water. The benefit you are going to get is similar to what I have mentioned for the air handling unit. You will still get soft starting. You will have got your fan speed right now is well managed. You will reduce evaporation as far as your water is concerned. You will save money not only on electricity, you will also save money on water, for example, which is lost through evaporation. Apart from that, I would give you an example of a test done by a subsidiary of our national energy grid. We call it Tenaga Nasional here. And they have done tests, and the results were very, very encouraging. Now, the test was done in a mall in a very, very high demand location with very, very long ducts, and temperature sensors and were placed at the end of the longest duct and other areas. And what we got was, for example, the relative humidity, and this is the relative humidity before DCD was installed. Now, the way the measurement was done, for example, data loggers or power meters were installed to that particular air handling unit before we even installed the demand control drives, and the temperature meters were placed at strategic location. The whole exercise was done within a 2 weeks period. The first week, where all your baseline measurements were done, and after that 1 week period, we install demand control drives, which are temporarily installed. We wire the sensors as well as the system in, and electrical as well as temperature parameters were continued to be measured. Now, what you see here is the temperature profile before DCD was installed, and over here is the temperature profile after the installation of DCD. Similarly, we would find the relative humidity, there was no change. The temperature profile within the environment was more stable. It was more stable because you got, with demand control drives, you got better airflow, you got smoother airflow, and you have got a slightly cooler air than what it used to be. As far as the electricity consumption was concerned, this was the baseline before demand control drives were installed, and after the demand control drive, this is the saving period, and you have got a 45% reduction in energy consumption in a very high demand location without loss of efficiency. After that 2 weeks test period, the data loggers were taken down, the temperature meters were taken down, and a report was generated. And if you see the result here, this is the baseline. That is the electricity consumption, about sort of 20 kilowatt an hour. And after DCD, what you get is a 45% reduction in your kilowatt hour consumption. At the slide before that, you have seen that the temperature within the environment was as good or probably slightly better than what it was before the DCD, and the humidity was very, very consistent. Now, DCD was developed, designed and manufactured in Malaysia, A to Z in-house. Everything from sensors right up to circuit board drafting, right up to circuit board assembly, and even the software, right? Since it's microprocessors, we call it the firmware. Even the firmware was written by our in-house engineers. Now, as far as this technology is concerned, it's not very old. We developed it over a period of 5 years, and we started marketing 1.5 years, 2 years ago, and we have installed in quite a number of locations, quite a number of commercial buildings, hospitals, malls, with very, very encouraging results. There was no location where we did not save anything from 45 to 50% reduction in kilowatt hour consumption, and there was no location where customer has complained that their temperatures were not up to standard. Their ambient temperatures were not up to standard. Now let's look at other advantages which DCD is going to give you. For example, your power factor. Now currently, most of the location where I've done the measurements, I found that at the air handling unit, the power factor is always within the region of about 0.5, 0.5, even 0.4, 0.8. After we have installed the demand control drives, the power factor at your equipment level is automatically increased to 0.98 by the DCD system. Now, why does this make a difference? You may ask question like, so what? I have got a cap bank. Now, if at the equipment level your power factor is improved to 0.98, you will have less stress on your capacitor banks, which means that as far as your capacitor banks are concerned, they are going to give you a much longer lifespan. Yet again, this is reducing your maintenance cost. Elimination of inrush current. Inrush current is always a problem with motors or any equipment that drives motors on your standard star delta or your autotrans system. With built-in soft starting, you will eliminate this inrush current, which put less strain on your LV room, for example, right? So there is much more lower stress within your LV room, and you have got an advantage, like for example, you'll get less breakdowns over there. Soft starters, as I've mentioned before, also eliminate shocks, increases the lifespan of your powertrain within your equipment. Your motor will be running cooler. Reason being, right now your motors are running on a lower ampere. With cooler motors, you will increase the lifespan of your motor itself tremendously. Reduce utility and operating costs. As I said, you're going to reduce your energy consumption, and it's going to be reflected on your electricity bill at the end of the month. Then apart from that, the system will automatically, for example, balance the voltage, which is channeled out to your motor. Apart from that, what else you are going to get? There is a motor protection system which is built into the system, into our DCD itself. Let's say, for example, in a standard inverter type configuration, doesn't matter how you install it, if there is a fault, for example, a motor fault, the whole system will stop and wait for your in-house technician to respond. As far as the DCD is concerned, if there is, doesn't matter whether it's permanent or temporary fault within your motor itself, the DCD will detect that and immediately shut down your system, wait for 20 seconds, it will then slowly start up your system and monitor again. If the system detects fault 3 times within that 1 hour, it indicates that there is a permanent fault. If there is no detection again, it's a temporary fault which the DCD is going to clear by itself. When a permanent fault comes in, for example, the DCD system is going to shut down your equipment, sound an alarm. Alarm can be sounded in many ways. You may have a beeper in your AHU room itself. You may have a beeper outside your AHU room and a strobe light where guards can detect that and report. You may want to send this information up to your BMS, or you may even want to wirelessly send this information out in whatever means you want, which can be done. Apart from that, your DCD comes with 3 years warranty. You are going to get a very good return on investment. Reason being, it's a Malaysian product, fully designed and manufactured here in Malaysia itself, with excellent technical backup and very fast response. The low return on investment is simply because it's all a Malaysian product and nothing is imported here. With Malaysian technology, manufactured in our facility in Kuala Lumpur here. Now, what else we have not mentioned is your water pumps. As far as your water pumps are concerned, you have got tremendous amount of potential to save energy, right? Now, as water pump is not a variable demand, water pump is a fixed demand. We will do some mathematical calculation as to what the exact pressure is required, right? If your motor's water pumps are uncontrolled, you may use valves to control the flow of water. Here what we do is, here we do that electronically. The demand control drives are fitted with sensors sending pressure related information back to the demand control drives, and the water pumps then maintain a very precise required pressure, immaterial whether there is a pressure drop or pressure rise. As far as your water pumps are concerned, we have installed in number of locations, and we have got very encouraging saving, which is anything from 28 to 32%. For a water pump, normally water pumps are big, anything from 50 kilowatt, 70 kilowatt, 150 kilowatt. With big pumps like that even a 25% reduction in energy consumption translates into a huge sum of money at the end of the day. Other than your reduction in your energy costs. You have got the same features which are built into your air handling unit model or your cooling tower model. You get your soft starting and all the other mechanical advantages which I have mentioned. Now, apart from that, what else you are going to get? Now, in every AHU room, you have got your existing electromechanical control panel. What we do is, we bypass that. We take in power supply from the main incoming that is going into your mechanical control panel. We channel it into the DCD. Now, whatever performance is now done by your existing mechanical control panel is taken over by solid state electronics, which means that if you were to install our DCD, you not only get very fast return on investment, you're going to get a brand new control panel. Your current control panel may be 15 years old, 20 years old, and this is where most of your maintenance costs is. You got breakdowns like, for example, your contactors, your timers, your MCBs, which is all gone now. With solid state electronics, you don't have all these breakdowns. Now, what else do you have within the demand control drive? You have got your data output, which means that there is a USB port that gives you data which you can send to your BMS, for example, or you can just create a standalone monitoring system for yourself, right? And since we wrote the software in-house, we can rewrite the software to suit your current BMS communication protocol. And this is advantages which you are going to get from demand control drives. Thank you very much.